Welcome back to XI Tuning and another installment of the driveway build series. Now, this video was supposed to be the install of the cams and the timing components. Unfortunately, due to a little mistake on my part, I did not get the cams installed on tape. I made a mistake. Don't have them. I did manage the timing belt install. I made it more complicated than it needed to be. So as you're watching this, know that I made a mistake, and I'm going to tell you what that is right now. I have a tool that zeroes out the cams and holds them in place. Zeroes everything out. You put the cam tool in, you zero everything out, you put your crankshaft on top dead center, you run the belt on, then you put tension on it, and you're good to go. I forgot to do that while I did it on film and made it a little bit more difficult for myself. It is ready to go, so join me here in a moment while we get out in the heat. It is hot here in Louisiana, and you know, that's just part of building out in the driveway. So let's get out there, let's get this thing timed and get it closer to the next stage. As you can see, I have it together, bouncers on, we are in time, the new cams are in, we've got the DCR fourth mount, and that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Okay, not quite. Yes, it is together, we could go from here, but what type of fun would that be if I didn't include you in on this journey? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this back apart due to the fact that I lost some film, and we're going to run through the timing again. So let me pull this apart and let's time this baby together. See you in a minute. Okay, we've got the timing taken off, everything. I have zeroed out the cams. I have my little cam tool right here, this dowel pin deal. Honestly, I got this off of Facebook Marketplace, and to be honest, if I was to do it again, I should have gone with the DCR version. This one's okay, but I don't feel it's as accurate as the Darryl Cox Racing version. So get your cams up to zero. Make sure that that's where they're at. Okay, that's step one. And we're gonna take the cam tool off. And we're going to give the exhaust cam a half a tooth difference. Okay. Gonna put the good old timing belt on. And here. Here. Exhaust. Intake. Now, we're going to take up the slack by bringing this back to where they line up. Okay, and the slack is taken up. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to tighten this guy up. Hold that. Put this on forward. Then we'll do 2 full rotations of the crankshaft. 1. And 2. So, after you run the engine over twice, what you will do to verify, even because these are adjustable cam gears, getting them dead on has just been kind of fun. But the main thing is you take your cam tool, your pins, and if it still lines up in your dowels, your dowel holes up here, you're good to go. These guys, this means that the cams are top dead center. And then down here, we can see that says that our crankshaft is at top dead center. So this guy is in time. Any type of small, minute tuning we can do later on with the adjustable cam gears. I will say that these used Fidanza cam gears are going to need some new hardware. Factory hardware just kind of sucks, to be quite honest. Gotta say, this little Bauer saved me a lot of time. There we go. It is timed. The cams are in. They are zeroed out. It's top dead center. That means we got a set of cranes in here, and it's gonna sound good. Looking forward to it. Here in a moment, let's talk about a couple other things that I want to do with this engine, or still have to do with the engine before we go to put it back in. There, I have the Darryl Cox Racing exhaust studs, exhaust manifold or turbo fold studs here. Now, I went ahead and I ordered those, and I knew that I had at least one hole that was giving me issues that's going to need a helicoil. And while I was getting all these just test fitted, it looks like I have two holes that are going to need helicoils. So obviously studs are the way to go. That's why you have me, obviously. Here, I wish they had done it from the factory, but we are righting that. We are getting that right here. Also went with intake manifold studs on the other side. I didn't have any holes or any issues over there, but I figured if we're gonna go this route, we might as well do it right all the way around. Here we are. We have the cams installed. The timing belt is on, and I am thoroughly soaked to the bone. It is literally that hot here in Louisiana. You may have noticed while filming that I was constantly dripping. The humidity is pretty savage, and there's a little bit of a breeze right here at the moment, which is nice. And since I'm not squatted over and busy, starting to dry up a little bit. But out here in the driveway, it does prove that if you want to get something done, it can be accomplished in extreme weather. You just have to have good Google Fu, a want to do it, and a few tools. So what is next for the engine? Aside from general buttoning up of all the different systems, the turbo system is next. And I did get notification that within the next week or so it will ship out. That is coming from Matt out at Turbo Bay Performance. It is their big wheel swap, but it is not their standard big wheel swap. It's got a few extra little goodies, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about it once it comes in and we can really take a look at it. But it is going to be pretty much the perfect turbo for the way that I have, the way that I want to set this car up. So let's take a look at that when it gets here. But my good friend from Alabama will be showing up. He'll help me jockey this thing back into that engine bay and get a little bit of time in front of the camera. Now, that being said, if you guys could do me a favor, as soon as that video comes out, don't even wait to start watching it. Just hit the dislike button, just because that's what he deserves. And I know you're watching this, and I thank you for coming out, but you deserve a dislike button. There's many reasons why. You've earned it. So, that's it for this week. Now, if you have any questions, concerns, or maybe suggestions on how I should proceed with the car, or things maybe that I need to add before this engine goes back in, feel free to leave those comments down below. I'll look at them, I'll read them. Maybe it's something that I need. I do have some other parts coming, and nothing too major, but I got some cool stuff. So until then, start your projects, have some fun, try to stay cool. I don't know if it's as warm where you are as it is here, but there's always air conditioning. So until then, we'll catch you next time on XI2. And wow, just crazy.